four-time Paralympic medalist, four-time world champion, world record holder, Lex Gillette, an athlete, a speaker, and an icon for inspiration, as you are also blind. Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you've got a lot going on right now, Lex. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. No, it's my pleasure.
I know you're busy getting ready for Tokyo, preparing for some big things and some
Yeah.
big events. And so, for the people who don't know your story, let's share that with them. Let's begin at the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I was born in North Carolina. I'm from North Carolina, born and raised. In Raleigh, I was doing it all from playing outside with friends, riding bicycles, playing video games. There was one particular day I had come home from school, went through my normal routine. That night, as I was in the bathroom, I started noticing that I was losing my sight. Things were looking faint, blurry, really, really tough experience to think back to. That led to examinations inside of the ophthalmologist's office. After the first examination, they said, "Hey, we need to have an emergency operation because Lex is suffering from retina detachments."
Mm-hmm.
Just random.
Right.
Usually, you may hear some sort of people go through different accidents, or as you get older in life, things just start to deteriorate or decline from a an eyesight standpoint. But there wasn't anything that I could say as an 8-year-old boy. Oh, this is point to it and say, oh, this is what
Mm-hmm.
caused that issue. So that led to a I had 10 operations when I was 8 years old at 1 year, and after the last one, doctors said that there wasn't anything else they could do to help, and they said I would most likely become blind. And from there, it was go home, go through your normal routine, go to sleep at night, wake up each day, and finally you wake up one day and you're not able to make out much of anything.
Wow. Wow. What an ordeal for someone who's just a child, just 8 years old, to try to understand and then deal with.
Yeah,
It's hard enough just being a kid in general, let alone being a kid who's black, who's blind, a kid in the South faced with racial inequity on top of a visual disability. Where, Lex, especially at such a young age, where did you find your strength growing up?
yeah. I think. Well, I think at the end of the day, like kids are resilient, and I
Mm-hmm.
think that when kids are paired with people who give them a safe space to learn and to figure things out and to make mistakes, to fall down, to fail, and then also being paired with people who can meet them where they are and understand that like equality doesn't equal equity. I think that sets the stage for being able to do some amazing things in life, especially for someone like me or someone who lives a similar experience as me, being from being from North Carolina and growing up in North Carolina in the late '80s and '90s and early 2000s. Certainly, the culture is different from. I'm in San Diego, California now, and the culture is totally different, North Carolina versus California.
Mm-hmm.
But I think a lot of it was my mom, and my mom is she has a visual impairment. She's a woman, and she's African American, and she's amazing. And I had that daily example watching her and seeing her do all of these things as a single parent, going to work, coming home, cooking, making sure the house was clean, taking me to the park, taking me to different recreational programs, and taking me to Cub Scouts. like all of these things, she just always made it happen. And although we had conversations surrounding racism, and other challenges that I might face as a person with a disability, she always let me know that, never allow those things to deter you from your dreams and goals and
Mhm.
your aspirations. At the end of the day, you know, this is the world that we live in currently, but you decide what you can do and no one else.
Right, right. At the end of the day, I mean, what a great lesson, what a great role model. Yeah, just right from the beginning. Fast forward a bit, at the age of 19 years old, you won your first Paralympic silver medal in the long jump. And, you've gone on to set world records while gaining more titles and more medals. That said, as long jump I hold near and dear to my heart, I'm so curious to hear, what is it about long jump that you love most?
It is it's a challenge at the end of the day. I think the interesting thing to point out is that I'm competing in something that I've never seen before in my entire life. So it
Mhm.
just presents a different type of course, in the beginning stages, it presented a different type of challenge. It's totally new. It's fresh. It's something that I have no real concept of, but it turned out that my athletic abilities fit well. My physique, is good for was good for that type of event. And again, I had a coach who saw something within me and really pushed me to get out there and try it out. And so, um, it's a lot of fun running down a runway full speed without being able to see and propelling in the air. Um, and I also think that from the symbolic nature of the event is that for a number of a number of times you hear people say certain things as to what they think you should and should not do and what they think you can and cannot do. And so in my mind, that's gravity. Those are the types of things that attempt to try and keep you locked to the earth.
Mhm.
But for that moment in time when I'm on the long jump runway, when I run and jump, I'm defying gravity and soaring above those expectations that is that gravitational pull. So it's it's a lot of fun and it brings a lot of joy for sure.
Right. Wow. Just that description alone, my cheeks are hurting because I'm smiling so big right now. How incredible. So, and I never really thought about it that way. In essence, it's like every time you take that jump, every time you hit that board, it's like a leap of faith.
Yeah.
Right? Wow. That's incredibly powerful. Um, you know, you use your body to jump farther than others, but you use your voice to push others further. Love for you to share about your purpose and your passion for speaking.
Being able to speak is important because I've been given a platform. I think that it is a platform that should not only be used for me individually to be the best athlete that I can be or the best person or
Mhm.
entrepreneur or whatever it is. I think that there comes responsibility in being able to talk about certain issues and talk about things that not only impact me but impact those who again live a similar experience as I do, whether that is a person with a disability, a person who's blind or low vision, a person who is a minority living in America. And so I have a lot of opportunities to really get in front of large crowds and whether that is a literal speaking engagement and presentation or whether it's being featured in Sports Illustrated or some sort of large media outlet. So there's a lot of voices out there at around the country and around the globe that, for whatever reason, they're not heard. And if I hear them and can can elevate those voices and amplify those voices through the the doors that I walk through,
Mhm.
and the stages that I stand on, I think that it's certainly important.
Mhm.
Being able to make the world a better place at the end of the day, and really bringing things to the forefront, and just allowing people to see what issues are out there, and more importantly, to see um, their own individual potential, and being able to go out and conquer life.
Right, right. No, for sure. Well, you use your platform beautifully. Um, so, while blind, not only do you see better than most, but you sing better than most as well. In addition to your talent on the field, you have talent on the mic. And Jack and I heard you sing a song near and dear to us, just a snippet of it, Blackbird. Love to hear what this song means to you. If you feel so moved, like you must sing a little bit of this, even if just the chorus, I'm fine with that. Truly, I am. So, go ahead.
Yeah, I sang the Blackbird a couple times at presentations. And music is always, I've always kind of listened to music, and music and sport, I feel like, are two of the great languages of the earth, where it doesn't really matter what your background is, your culture, who
Mhm.
you are. People just kind of gravitate to those things, and you just know, and you understand, you're able to grasp different lessons from those things. But anyway, yeah, singing the Blackbird kind of stemmed from the TEDx talk that I did called "Wings Are Just a Detail." And yeah,
Mm.
it's an amazing song, right? Yeah, the Beatles and Blackbird singing in the dead of night. Take these broken wings and learn to fly. And it's I think for me, the like, take these broken wings and learn to fly really resonates a lot, because we live in a society where they, in a lot of ways, want you to feel like you have to be perfect, and that you can't mess up. And when you see different stories, you just see the person transformed from like the starting point to to standing at the top, and being on top of the mountain. And it's like, well, what happened from the starting point to the end point? Like,
Mhm.
literally, what was going on? And so I think within that journey, there is a lot of brokenness, there is a lot of failure, there are a lot of mistakes, there's definitely a lot of heartache and pain. But per the song, like, you take those broken wings and you learn to fly. And I don't think that it's a lot more difficult, and some people may say impossible, to learn to fly with perfect wings. We learn to fly
Mhm.
through that brokenness.
Right. Oh, and that's so beautifully said, that it is through our brokenness that we learn, and without those broken elements, it's very difficult. Um, so yeah. And thank you for rocking your voice
Mhm.
like that. I just love it.
Just a little bit. It's early, but just a little bit.
Speaking of songs, your story so much reminds me of another favorite, uh, Amazing Grace. There's that line, blind, but now I see. So when you lost your sight and you found your vision, to those who hear your story, who are hearing it now for the first time, help them describe, what does that mean for you, the difference, because they're very different, right? To
Yeah.
see something, like sight and vision are very different, and I love the way you define that. Can you share that now?
Yeah, I have a mantra that is no need for sight when you have a vision. which basically means that at the end of the day, it's not your sight that determines success, is your ability to see a vision, to see beyond the horizon, and do everything in your power to bring that into reality. Um, I think at some point in time, we all will experience a certain level of figurative blindness. You'll be in a situation where you may not know as much, you may not feel as comfortable, you may be quote unquote lost, if you will. Um, but being able to see really speaks to that vision, and being able to see more than what is in front of your eyes, and even through challenging moments, let's say like the pandemic, or we talk about social unrest, or maybe it's personal things that you may be going through. It could be uh, mental, it could be family things that you're going through. The beautiful thing about the vision is that even through the darkest moments in life, the vision is what gives you that light, and the ability to see hope during times of darkness.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think for me it's a lot of finally getting to that point where you actually you see, you understand, and you're really able to view the world through a different lens.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it's so powerful. No need for sight when you have a vision. It's wow. For those who only see the present but feel lost without a vision set out for their future, what advice might you offer those people? Um, those who are looking for a direction in life, especially so many young people, they feel so lost. If they don't have that vision, what advice? How do they find this?
Yeah, I would first of all I would say that don't feel bad, and don't I shouldn't say that, because I certainly don't want to dictate to people how they should feel. But the point that I'm trying to make is don't feel as though you are that far away. I think that when we experience the weight of the world, and we're in these deep dark moments in life, I think that you're right around the corner from
Mm,
success. Like some of my greatest achievements have come from greatest disappointments. I mean, I've been in competitions before, and haven't competed to the degree that I wanted at certain points, and somewhere along the way, you really find that strength within. You connect with those who believe in you, and those who have a genuine care for you wanting to or you being amazing. You latch on to those people, and they help elevate you and help you ascend to new heights. So what I would say is keep pushing. At
mm-hmm.
the end of the day, I heard a speaker one time talk about the analogy of we're all seeds, and seeds are buried under dirt, and so I feel like a lot of times people have that same type of feeling where they have the quote unquote dirt of the world and of challenges and of life, and they feel like
Mm,
they're crowded and closed in and secluded. But we can change our perception and change our attitude, uh, to say, okay, well, is this dirt or is this soil? Because soil is fertilizer. It helps you grow. And so, um, within those moments, again, circling back to the brokenness,
mm-hmm.
that's really what we need in order to protrude from earth, amongst other things. But that's a major thing that we need to be able to protrude from earth and really expose and blossom into the beauty that is that once was a seed
Mm-hmm.
under a whole bunch of rubbish and tough times.
Right. Yeah. No, and I love how you say that, that you're almost there. And I think there is a saying something like it's always darkest before it's light, And so no, that's really good advice. And I like the fact that you also say, like, is it dirt or is it soil? You
Yeah.
know, it's just that changing that perspective can change everything.
Yeah.
And certainly your story is one of those. So honored, so proud to share it. And through your words, your voice, again, such an icon for inspiration. That's really no, but that's really needed, and to see things a different way, right?
Yeah.
And you know, I have to say I am very honored to be sharing this story, excited and very proud to be introducing you as an official columnist for AwareNow magazine, that people will be able to tune in month after month and hear your words, you know, hear more from you, because you have so much to offer, so much insight, and we're just thankful for this story and those to follow. We can't thank you enough for your time and for sharing of yourself. We appreciate you so much, and your
Yeah.
voice.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. It's gonna be a fun journey.
It's gonna be a great journey, and you know, you're gonna be making a pit stop in Tokyo and doing amazing things there. So we're excited to watch you and root for you there, and we're excited and we're honored. Thank you so much.
Thank you.